Calculate the hang time of an athlete who jumps a vertical displacement of 0.75 meters. Well, it's always a good idea to draw a picture, and in reality I'm interested from when the athlete leaves the ground up to the very tippy top and then back to the ground. Now I can think of this as three different phases in their flight, and I'm going to put a box around them to think of it like a comic book. Now, I do know something about athlete here, and I do know something about athlete falling down. I know that the velocity here is 0 meters per second. And I know that the acceleration due to gravity is negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And then the problem tells me that this distance in the y is negative 0.75. And you might go, Faye, why did you call it negative? Because in reality, I don't really pay attention to this part. He or she just starts really high and falls down, negative 7.5 meters. So I have a displacement in the y of negative 0.75 meters. I have an acceleration due to gravity of negative 9.8 meters per second squared, and I have a velocity, and in this case it's an initial velocity. It's his or hers initial velocity is 0 meters per second. The question is asking me for time, but we need to be careful. This is the time it takes them to fall down. This is going to become important because the question asks for hang time. Let's see, I need to find an equation that deals with distances, accelerations, velocity initials, and time. So I'm going to go d equals velocity initial times time plus 0.5 times acceleration times time squared. Okay, let's substitute. Distance is negative 0.75, and that equals velocity initial, which is 0, times time, which I don't know. Plus 0.5 times the acceleration due to gravity, which is negative 9.8, times time squared. Okay, any number multiplied by 0 blows up. So I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 0.75 equals, and then I can do this math, 0.5 times negative 9.8 is negative 4.9, and then I'm going to write t squared. In order to get the t squared all by itself, I'm going to divide by negative 4.9 on the right. That causes the 4.9s to cancel. Whatever I do to the right, I need to do to the left as well. And actually, this is where the negative becomes important, so that a negative number divided by a negative number. So when I do this math, I find that t squared equals 0.15306.1. In order to get rid of this pesky square, I'm going to take the square root of the left and a square root of the right, And when I do that math, I find that you get time to fall equals 0.39123 seconds. The thing is, it asks for what's the hang time. So in order to figure out hang time, I multiply by 2 in order to get not only the time going down, but also the time going up. And so my time to hang is 0.78246 seconds. And then if I look, I have 2 significant figures here, so my answer is going to have 2 sig figs. And when I do that, I get 0.78 seconds.